Thank you for coming. That's my first word. And it's an honor, Your Excellency, Honorable Frola Betsa, our DG, Kilifi County, our mother in the land, our gatekeeper, a woman who believes in talents, a woman who believes in raising other women into the space of leadership, a woman who have proved that it is possible to be up there and to love God. That is one thing that I love about her. Your Excellency and your team, we are honored to have you here, and karibu sana. You're hosting us and we are happy to be in Mombasa. This territory is yours. This territory has accepted you. We couldn't have structures without culture. Those two things go together. This is what the soil knows. And Duchi is one of us. She's the daughter of the land, and we are happy. When we are seated here, we have her blessings. My name is Grace Weri Mondongo. I'm the founder of Women in Waiting International Network. Women. To our guest speaker, our keynote speaker, Honorable Hulda Momanyi. It's an honor to have you, my sister. Thank you for coming all the way from Minnesota. We are humbled. Women are waiting. Women are here just to listen to your story. It is the woman, the leader, the legacy. It is the next level woman. What are we telling a woman? And thank you, ladies, for coming. My sister from Botswana, Dr. Thelma Majewa, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. She came all the way from Botswana. She's a diplomat. She works with the government, and she has a lot to tell us. And she owns a college, a school, a university. Name it. We're happy to have your mom, and to the director, UNICAF, we're happy to have you, and to Madam CPA Catherine. She's in the house. She's my sister. She's the former MD KPA. She's one of the ladies who have believed in me, who have encouraged me. We go to the same church with her. She has encouraged me to go up, and she has taught me that it is possible to start from a cashier to a full MD of Kenya Ports Authority. Isn't that a legacy? We have Dr. Evelyn. She's the director, Jomo Kenyatta University. She's here to tell us, as women, we need to go back to school and learn. We're here to speak about hope and logic. We can't just thrive without just being seated there praying. There's something beyond the prayer that we need to do. She's here to speak about education, and as a woman, you need to go back and take a career that will make you go up there and become the next level woman. Thank you, Caro. Caro Mwende is a mental advocate. Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to see you in Mombasa. She's going to speak about mental health. She's all the way from Nairobi. We are happy to have you. And as a young leader, you're telling us, as leaders in the leadership, it is good to take care of our mental health. We are happy to see you. And everyone who is here. Karibuni sana, Mombasa. Thank you for coming to Wiwin, and allow me to just read a small speech that I wrote so that I can be able to allow the program to flow. And as I said, my name is Grace. I'm here, and this is divine. This is a calling that God has given me. And one assignment that God has given to me is to raise an altar at the marketplace. Talking about altar, I'm not saying an altar to pray or what. Marketplace, we are Christians, and this is something that we cannot separate. Faith and business, we can separate. Some of us, we've gone up there because of the God that we serve. So Women is a faith-based organization, and we are here to speak to women about many things that we should relate with in our life. Thank you so much. Are we happy to be here? It is the woman, the leader, the legacy. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, our keynote speakers, partners, sponsors, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my privilege and honor to welcome you today to the first edition of Women in Waiting International Network. We are hosting International Women in Leadership 2026. Thank you for coming. And to every woman who traveled from across Kenya, from different parts of the world, including the US, Botswana, Canada, Uganda, and beyond, we say karibuni sana to Mombasa. Thank you for choosing to be here today. Your presence has added tremendous value to this gathering. Today marks more than a beginning of a conference. It is the beginning of conversation that will shape destinies, inspire courageous leadership, build meaningful partnership, and ignite purpose in the lives of women across generations. Our theme, the woman, the leader, the legacy. It's going to remind us that leadership is not merely about holding a position, it's about creating a lasting impact. Every woman carries within her the potential, the influence, her family, her community, workplace, nation, and the world. At We Win, we believe that when woman rises, she does not just rise alone, she lifts her family, transform communities, strengthen economics, and leaves behind a legacy that generation will remember. This conference has brought together an extraordinary lineup of leaders, policymakers, entrepreneurs, professionals, ministers of the gospel, educators, and innovators. Over the next 2 days, we shall learn from one another, challenge one another, celebrate one another, and build networks that will continue long after we leave this venue. As we gather here, I encourage every delegate, kindly participate fully. Ask questions. Share your experience. Network intentionally. Build relationship. Take notes. Allow yourself to be transformed. The greatest investment you can make is in your personal growth and leadership journey. I also wish to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who has made this conference possible. To our speakers, thank you for accepting our invitation and for preparing to pour into the lives of women gathered here. To our women, to our partners, to our sponsors, thank you for believing in this vision and standing with us. To our volunteers, organizing committee, protocol team, media team, intercessors, and every person working tirelessly behind the scene, your dedication and sacrifice has made this conference a reality. Please join me in appreciating them with a warm round of applause. As we officially open the Woman in Waiting International Conference 2026, I pray that every session will inspire fresh ideas, every conversation will create a meaningful connection, and every speaker will impart wisdom, and every delegate will leave this place empowered and become a transformational leader in their sphere of influence. May this conference become a turning point in your life. May your vision become clearer. May your purpose become stronger. May your leadership become bolder. And may the legacy you leave inspire generation yet unborn. Once again, welcome to We Win 2026. May God bless you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for creating time to be here. I love you and feel at home. Just sit down, learn, be inspired, network. Don't forget to network. Know a sister who is sitting next to you. I love you all. God bless you. Back to you, Michelle. Thank you.
An incredible woman. And I'll just read a bit about her bio. And when I was reading this, I was like, is this a personal bio or a resume? My goodness. All right. So she is committed to public service, community empowerment, and inclusive leadership. She has championed women empowerment, youth mentorship, entrepreneurship, social welfare, education, economic empowerment, sports development, and civic participation. Guys, I'm not even halfway through, okay? She's widely respected for promoting unity, resilience, and opportunities for marginalized communities, and she continues to inspire women and young leaders. Do we know who we are talking about already? Do we know who's in the room? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, I was going to say ladies and ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please celebrate Honorable Flora Mbetsa Chibule with a big round of applause. Karibu sana, Honorable. Thank you so much.
Wow. Isn't it a day? The day that the Lord has made, isn't it? And we should rejoice and be glad in it. Can you give a high five? High five to somebody on the left and the right. You who are here, you're not living the same. There is something that is going to be deposited in all of us, including the few men who are here. You know, we are the womb carriers. Yeah, so you're part and parcel of the blessing. Wow. The chairperson of We Win International, Madam Grace Ndungu. Oh, what a woman. What a woman of vision. We salute you. Distinguished guests, you know, from all the way from River Limpopo, you know, Gaborone, to Minnesota in the USA. Watu wazito wako hapa. From Kampala, Uganda, to our very own Kenyans who are here. Fellow speakers, fellow panelists, leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Karibuni. You know, now we'll teach you a bit of Swahili. You know, we have to put a bit of Swahili. Karibuni means welcome. Welcome to Mombasa, the coast. You know, Kenya without the coast is not Kenya. We are talking of the coast where we have the coastline, almost 500 kilometers of coastline. So here we normally talk of the blue economy, you know, the beaches, white sandy beaches, and then of course we talk about the arable land. It's here where you can have breakfast at the beach, lunch at the game drive, and dinner at the sand dunes in Malindi, somewhere there. Yeah, so you're in the right place. On behalf of this kingdom, the coastal kingdom, you know, I stand as a woman here, the gatekeeper, to say welcome all of you. Feel at home, feel at the feet of Jesus. We are going to be empowered. Yeah? So let me just read a small speech here to welcome you officially. Thank you. And with me, I came with two members of staff. Just stand up from the office of the governor and deputy governor. Yes, we have Anita, Governor Deliveries Unit, and we have Charles, Strategic Partnership. So as we network, we are building partnership around here. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before this remarkable gathering of people who believe that leadership is not merely about occupying positions of influence or titles. It is about transforming lives. Allow me to begin by congratulating We Win, Women in Waiting International Network, for creating a movement that continues to inspire women across this board, Kenya, Africa, and beyond, to pursue excellence, embrace purpose, and lead with courage. This conference is much more than an annual event. It is a reminder to all of us that when women gather with a shared vision, they do not simply exchange ideas. They shape history. This year's theme, the next level woman, the woman. You know, those with mammary glands. The leader, the legacy. Could not be more timely. Across our continent, we are living through one of the most defining periods in our history. We face economic uncertainties, climate change, rapid technological transformation, shifting demographics, and increasing expectations from our citizens. Yet, within these challenges lies an extraordinary opportunity. The opportunity is leadership. Not leadership that waits for perfect circumstances, but leadership that creates them. I often reflect on my own journey. Before serving as deputy governor in Kilifi, the first woman deputy governor, I was I was a teacher. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Teaching taught me that true leadership is rarely exercised from the front of a room. It is exercised in the quiet moments. Encouraging a child who doubts themselves sometimes. And as women, we doubt ourselves. Believing in potential that others cannot yet see. Patiently nurturing confidence until it becomes capacity or capability. Education taught me that every great leader, the ones I'm saying here, was first someone's student. Today, public service has reinforced the very same lesson. Leadership is ultimately about believing in people before they believe in themselves. That is why I firmly believe that the next level woman is not defined by the office she occupies. It's good to have those offices and those names. She is defined by the lives she elevates. She understands that titles may open doors, but character determines whether those doors remain open. Let me say a bit about Kilifi. Coast, we have 6 counties. Kilifi is the central. We normally give them numbers. 01 Mombasa, where we are. 02 Kwale. 03 Kilifi. Then we have 04 Tana River. 05 Lamu. Then 06 Taita Taveta. A little bit of Kilifi. We have witnessed firsthand the incredible power of women to transform communities. Women are driving agribusiness. They are leading community health initiatives. They are growing small enterprises into thriving businesses. They are managing cooperatives. They are innovating in the blue economy. They are raising families while simultaneously building economies. Every day, they remind us that leadership is not measured by visibility, but by impact. Yet, despite these achievements, we know that many women continue to face barriers that have nothing to do with ability. Too many talented women still struggle to access capital. Too many brilliant girls still abandon their dreams because of poverty. But I tell you, dare to dream. They abandon their dreams because of early pregnancies, child pregnancies actually, harmful cultural practices, and lack of opportunity. Too many women entrepreneurs spend more time fighting systems that grow businesses. This must change because Africa cannot achieve its full potential while limiting the potential of half of its population because of systems. Ladies and gentlemen, the next level woman is not asking for permission. Hello? She is preparing herself. She is investing in knowledge. She is mastering technology. She is building networks. She is stretching her emotional intelligence. She is understanding that continuous learning is no longer optional. It is the currency of relevance. Tap your friend. Wasikia hiyo maneno? Yes, artificial intelligence, AI, is changing how we work. Digital technologies are redefining industries. New economies are emerging faster than ever before. Our daughters must therefore become creators of innovation, not merely consumers, not only traders, or just consumers of technology. Our women entrepreneurs must become exporters, manufacturers, investors, not only traders. Our women leaders must shape policy, not simply respond to it. And our institutions must intentionally create environments where women can thrive. This requires partnership. No government can do it alone. No private sector can do it alone. No civil society organization can do it alone. Partnership is the mantra. Transformation happens when government, business, academia, development partners, faith communities, and citizens work together around a shared purpose. This has been one of the defining lessons of our work in Kilifi, of our work in Jumuiya za County za Pwani, the 6 counties in Coast. Every meaningful transformation we have achieved has been built on collaboration, because sustainable development is never a solo journey. It is a collective commitment. As women leaders, we also carry another responsibility. We lead differently. Our world does not merely need more leaders. It needs better leadership. Leadership anchored in integrity, grounded in compassion. Leadership that listens before speaking. Leadership that builds consensus instead of division. Leadership that measures success not by applause, but by lives changed. The greatest compliment any leader can receive is not that they were powerful. It is that because they served, others discovered their own power. That is legacy. Legacy is not built when we arrive. Legacy is built when others arise because we came. As I look across this room this morning, I do not simply see delegates attending a conference. I see future governors, cabinet secretaries, chief executive officers, university vice chancellors, diplomats, hello, scientists, entrepreneurs, investors, members of parliament, global executives, community champions, bishops, mention, prophetesses. I see women who will redefine what African leadership looks like. But let me offer one challenge. Never confuse visibility with significance. Some of the greatest leaders history remembers never sought recognition. They sought purpose. Purpose always outlives popularity. As we open this conference today, I invite every participant to ask 3 simple questions. 1, what problem was I created to solve? Are you hearing me? 2, whose life becomes better because you lead or because I lead? Now, it's a personal question. Whose life becomes better because I lead? Lastly, what legacy will remain when my title is gone? If we answer those questions honestly, we will discover that leadership is not about climbing higher. It is about lifting others further. Allow me to conclude with this thought. There's this African proverb. It says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. The future we deserve for our daughters will not be created tomorrow. It is today. It begins with the decisions you make today. May we leave this conference determined to mentor one more girl, support one more woman-owned business, champion one more leader, challenge one more outdated belief, and create one more opportunity for someone else to succeed. Because that is how nations are transformed. That is how generations change. And that is how legacy are built. Madam Grace, congratulations once again to We Win International for convening this extraordinary gathering. Something will be born for those who are here, and more are coming. But we are the early risers. May these 2 days ignite fresh ideas, lasting partnerships, and renew purpose. May every woman and the few gentlemen here discover not only, let me not be selfish, their next level, but we are talking to the she, isn't it? Allow me, gentlemen, allow me to address the she's. Yeah, the sheroes, isn't it? Yes. And I believe because of each woman who has a title, who has an opportunity, you're working somewhere, you're in a world. You could be in the corporate, you could be in the ministry, you could be in government, wherever you are. You and me, we are the ones who are going to open doors for more women, for more girls to step into that position. Some 30 years ago, we went to Beijing because we were looking for a third. But now, Kenya today, the world today, I think women are more than the men. So we need like even more than 50%. So how do we arrive there? You who are in position, open up, so that we give way. So may every woman here discover not only her next level, but also the courage to help another woman reach hers. It is now my singular honor to declare this powerful conference officially open. Makofi. Woo! Woo! Woo!
Rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, take us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Can you hear me now? Yes, great. Thank you for that honor. Good morning, ladies. Are we excited? Are you all here? Are you alive? I love that. She's too much alive. I love that. Oh my goodness. I am here by the grace of God. If most of you know my story, it's a story of a testimony that I could sit here and talk all day. But I am here to talk to each and every woman in here. And thank you, men, for being here as well. First and foremost, allow me to express my heartfelt gratitude to God for giving us the gift of life and the opportunity to gather here today as women. I would like to sincerely thank the visionary, the convener, the incredible woman, sister, mentor, you name it, all of that. My sister, Grace Wairimu, for honoring the grace that God has placed in your heart and the vision, and for stepping out in faith without knowing how it's all going to pan out. Stepping out in faith, believing that this too shall come to pass. And we are sitting here because you honor that. So thank you so much. Can we please give her a round of applause, please? To my amazing auntie, amazing speaker, pastor, my one and only Pastor Zibora Bogonko, who has seen me grow when I was this high. She has mentored me from community work to education. She continues to pray for me. And when I won this day, she called me and she was like, Nis, I told you. That's all she said. Because she always knew what God had in store for me. So I honor you today, Auntie, and I bless you. And thank you so much for accompanying me to come here and worship and just be in the presence of amazing women. So I acknowledge you today as well. To the Honorable, Her Excellency, Flora Mtesa Betsa. Somebody correct me now. I don't want to leave here and get calls from her office saying I mispronounced her name. How do you say it? Betsa. Thank you. When I first met her and I found out that she also made history, I was like, me and her, we align because she understands that we women step into power. We bring something unique. We bring compassion. We bring empathy. We bring a certain type of energy into that room. And when I went to visit her, I could sense it. Even her whole entire team, I could sense her energy everywhere I went and everybody I talked to. Her leadership literally flows through every room, every person that she is leading. And so I honor you today. I'm excited to be in this space, and I am honored that you got to introduce me. And I look forward to continuing to partner with you in so many ways. Your vision is so big that you need people and partners to join you. And I can't wait to see and be a part of it. So thank you so much. If I kept on going, we will be here all day. So to every distinguished speaker, my sister from Botswana, I can't wait to get to know you more. Every leader, every pastor, every entrepreneur, every professional who is in here, every young woman, for those of you who brought your daughters, thank you. And every woman in this room, would you help me celebrate yourself by giving yourself a big clap? Let me see who loves themselves. If you love yourself, clap for yourself. That's right. I see the table back there. Thank you so much. Because every woman carries a story. Every woman here carries influence in whatever you find yourself in. And every woman here carries power to change generations. I hope you believe that. Now, because our Kenya protocol dictates, and we are here, I have discovered something. Protocols is not just protocols here in Kenya. It is almost a spiritual gift. You people, you make it like, you don't just say good morning. No. You begin with the chief guest, the chief honor, the chair lady, the vice chair lady, the patron's patron, the tea committee, the committee on top of the committee. All of those. And if you're not careful, you will find somebody coming and whisper, Mheshimiwa, you forgot somebody important. So you have to start all over again. But since I've become a politician, I've learned something new. No matter how many people you recognize, you will always forget somebody. You always. So today, I save myself from WhatsApp messages. I don't need messages. And I've learned something new. So I will say this, all protocols observed, or with a new saying, I ride on all protocols. That's a new one. I'm riding on whatever protocols was established. So let me begin today. Many people introduce me by saying, Mheshimiwa, Honorable. She's the first Kenyan born to be elected into the US state legislature. All of these things. People clap, people celebrate, but they don't see the journey. Because before legislator. Before I was this Mheshimiwa, there was a little girl from Nyamira County, coming from a very humble background. Before there was this American accent from Minnesota, there was this girl who just had dreams. Before leadership, there was uncertainty. Before there was confidence in what you see today, there was fear. What if I don't make it? What if this? If that? And before there was victory, there was many disappointments. My auntie can attest to that. Who knew that I ran in 2022 for Senate? Nobody, be honest. I didn't win. I lost by this much. But nobody even knew that that happened, right? So ladies, please win, because when you lose, nobody cares. But as soon as you win, my friend, you are everybody's business. Even your hairstyle, what you dress like, it's their business. It's good to win. It's good to win. So I wasn't born into influence. I wasn't born into wealth. I wasn't born into political connectiveness. I was born in a hardworking Kenyan family from Nyamira. My parents didn't leave me wealth, millions of dollars, shillings, whatever currency you operate in, but they gave me something more valuable. My sister Honorable talked about it. Her Excellency. Faith, integrity, hard work, service. How are you serving your sister next to you? How are you acknowledging the person who is standing right next to you? Because a lot of times sometimes as leaders, we think we have it made. We think we're it. We think we need to be honored everywhere we go. But as women leaders in the marketplace or whatever you find yourself in, how are you honoring even that person who is sweeping those floors? Because what you do will make a huge difference in their lives. Those gifts have opened more doors than money could ever buy, than influence could ever give. Can I ask you a serious question? How many of you have ever doubted yourself or looked in the mirror and said, I'm not enough? I've done that before. I can acknowledge that, right? If you have done that, you're human. That's who we are. Now, let me ask another question. How many of you still dream you haven't pursued because you're waiting for the right time? At Sasa, I can't do this because I'm waiting for the right time. How many of you? I stopped waiting for the right time. I stopped that a long time ago. I decided that if I serve a living God who has instilled in me, whatever it is he has instilled in me, I'm still in waiting, by the way. This right here is just a stepping stone. There's some rumors, I want to go there, but I am in waiting. We should all be in waiting. The right time rarely arrives. It will never, if you sit here and wait for, let me wait for resources to come, then why do you even call yourself a believer? Why do you call yourself somebody who has faith, who believes? What does the Bible say about faith? It's believing something that you don't see right now, but trusting God in his divine wisdom that it will come to pass, right? And stepping out in faith, knowing will guide your step. Leadership lesson number 1. Courage comes before confidence. Many people believe when I become confident, then I'll lead. No. Confidence follows courage. Confidence follows courage. When I decided to run for office in the US, it wasn't because I was confident. It's because I saw a need. It's because I was like, my people are losing out. The state of Minnesota alone, we balance a budget of $66 billion. And how many of that was coming to my African immigrant community? Every time I would go to that big White House to petition my elected officials, they would ignore me like I don't exist. Oh yeah, call my office. Feeling this. Have you ever felt dismissed? When you walk up to somebody with all of this hope and they tell you, oh yeah, just go over there, I'll sort you out. And that never happens. I got sick and tired of being dismissed. Ladies, when you get to a point where you are sick and tired, you have to move. Even if you don't know how you're going to get to the next level, you stand up and move with faith. And that's what I did. People would ask, who are you? You have an accent. Sometimes when I get so mad in debates in committees or on the floor, I speak a little Swahili or Kisi. And then they all stop and say, Representative Momanyi Hiltsley, pardon me. Oh yes, now I have your attention. And then I remember, let me get back to this language of English, right? I'm proud to have this accent. That reminds me where I come from. Be proud of where you come from, even if it's humble beginnings. I've been told you weren't born here, you don't belong here. Politics is different. You cannot win. But let me tell you something. Sometimes the biggest obstacles isn't the people around you. Sometimes the biggest obstacles isn't people around you. It is the conversations happening inside of your own mind. What are you feeding your mind? I was talking to a high schooler in Kisi County, and I was telling the young ladies, what are you feeding your mind? Me, I have a reading list. I have books that I read. Don't get me wrong now, social media is a great tool, but it also can definitely hinder your growth and your limit if you're not careful how you use it. It's the conversations, again, that is happening in your mind. That voice saying, you're too young, you're too old, you're too African, you're too female, you're too ambitious, you are not qualified. There are so many times people have questioned my qualifications. My friends, you're looking at a very learned woman standing up here, and I'm proud to say that. I've eaten some serious books, 3 undergrad degrees, a master's, a few certificates here and there, and still going, because one day I want to be called doctor. But that's later. So one day I decided that that voice in my head no longer gets votes. It no longer does. Everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of courage. Everything you've ever wanted is sitting on the other side of courage. Leadership lesson number 2. Leadership isn't about titles. It is about service. It is about service. Before I became a legislator, I don't know if the PowerPoint is on or not. If not, that's fine. Before I became a legislator, I was a nursing assistant. And I say that because that is a very humbling job. You're taking care of the elderly. You are taking care of the vulnerable. It teaches you life lessons that a lot of these other spaces will not teach you. It teaches you empathy. It teaches you hard work. That's where I learned persistency and compassion and care. I cleaned, I served, I comforted patients. Some people thought that wasn't leadership. I disagree. Leadership begins long before everyone gives you a title, just like Her Excellency talked about. It's the small conversations you're having. It's a small encouragement you're doing to the next person you're having with the next person sitting right next to you. Because titles don't make leaders. Character. Ladies in the back, young ladies, character makes leaders. Everyone, point to yourself. Point to yourself and be proud of that. Now repeat after me. I am a leader. I am a leader. Say it like you believe it. I am a leader. And I do not need permission to lead. One more time. I do not need permission to lead. And the reason why I say that, if you've ever heard me tell this story, is because I went to my elders and I told them, I am ready to run for office. And you know what they told me? They told me, who gave you permission? Who gave you permission to lead? As if they're asking my white counterparts, my Asian counterparts who come to our community time and time again, ask for a vote, and then they go. And we don't see any fruits of that. But me, their own daughter, they were asking me, who gave you permission? Ladies, don't wait for somebody to give you permission to do what God has instilled in your heart. Do not. Because if you do, you are literally sitting here on your potential because of somebody else. They are minding their business, but you're minding their business about you. Imagine. Me, I told him, by the way, and these are elders, you know, in our culture, there's respect. I told him, I did not come here for your permission. I came here for your blessing. And even if you don't give me your blessing, I have something even much greater behind me that is backing me up. And by now, who do you think is saying, we put her there? It is the same people. So those people who, quote, think that they need to give you permission to tap into your potential will be the ones celebrating you once you win. So what are you doing sitting here waiting for somebody to give you permission to do your God-given right to step into your own power? Ladies, we sometimes sit here and allow people or our mind to, quote, I want to make sure that that person is comfortable. That's not your business. That's their business. If they're uncomfortable with you, let them deal with it, not you. We sit here and we worry so much about what other people think about us, when we could take that energy and put it into something that is going to bring more value to you. And while I'm on that topic, ladies, we are also our worst enemy. We sit here and we pull each other down thinking that it's going to uplift. There's nowhere you will ever put another woman down and expect to be elevated. Nowhere. I always say this. You will never find me in a circle of women gossiping about another woman. You will never. I would rather use that energy to build my sister who is right next to me here and worry about my own empire. Ladies, mind your business. Stay in your lane. Because that time you're wasting gossiping about another person, you could be making a call that could be changing the trajectory of your life. If you cannot bring value into another woman, stay out of their lane. Stay out of their lane. Simple. Very simple. And if you can bring value into another woman, do it with no strings attached. Because I've seen time and time again, every time I've stepped out in faith, even using my resources to uplift another woman, God somehow has opened a door that I never thought that was even there. And he has increased my territory. You try that and come back and testify next year's We Win conference about you stepping out in faith and helping another sister and see how God has opened other doors. Amen? I'm not a pastor, so auntie, please. Now, I was told to talk about women in governance. Why do women belong in governance? Because women don't just change policy. Women change what? Priorities. It's not about policy for us. It's about priorities. When women lead, families thrive, communities become safer, children receive opportunities, healthcare improves, education expands, and economies grow. Look at what's happening here in Kilifi County. Look, when Her Excellency took over, just do the benchmarking and see how far Kilifi County has come because she is there, because of her leadership. Women don't seek leadership because we want power. It's like she read my whole entire speech. She said exactly that. We do not seek leadership because we want power. Women seek leadership because problems need what? Solutions. Representation matters. We can't have men sitting there debating women issues and there's not a woman on the table discussing that policy. Representation matters in these seats. We have lived in a culture that tells a woman, my friend, your place is back there. Who told you your place is back there? God speak to you and tell you you belong back there somewhere? No. And a lot of us have skill sets that are within us. And we don't step up because we believe, because of culture. Don't get me wrong now. I'm so proud to be a Kisii. I'm so proud to be a Kenyan. But I also know that God has called me into a bigger space than what my culture dictates. One of my favorite quotes goes like this: if you're not at the table, you're probably on the what? Menu. You are. Because when women are absent from the decision-making table, half of the world wisdom is missing. Do you people hear me? It's missing because we're not at the table. And we're on the menu. And what happens to the menu? You get eaten, my friend. And some people eat properly. So ladies, let's not on the menu. Let's create the menu. Pull up a chair. If there isn't a chair, bring your own chair. If you can't bring your own chair because it's not there, build it. And if they won't let you in, build your own table, bring your own chairs, and bring the people you want to sit at that table. Because we sit here and we try to fit into a table, and if we don't, we give up. Make your own table. Bring the people who you know will support your vision. Because those people that are not allowing you to be sitting in that chair will not support you anyways. So why are you worried about whether or not you're invited at that table? Step out. Create your own table and invite those people who will push you to where God has called you to. Leadership beyond borders. Today you're looking at an American representative. Me, I'm called an American asset. Who would ever thought somebody like me from a tiny little village somewhere would be called an American asset? Right now, if something happens, my friends, America will be here. Technically, America is already here because they know I'm here. Hey, there's power in a name. I remember I was coming from Kisii one time, and Narok, those police over there, they stopped my car and they started giving my driver a hard time. My PO was like, we are here with Representative Huldah Momanyi Hilsey from the state of Minnesota. These people stood and saluted. Why? There's power in a name. What does your name say about you? What does your name say about you? You can sit here and say, well, it doesn't say much now. It does. And you have to believe in that. Today, I stand before you in Kenya. Tomorrow, who knows? Who knows? That's why I always say I'm still in waiting, because I know that God is not finished with me yet. Leadership has no passports. Leadership has no visas. Leadership has no borders. Your influence will always travel farther than your geography. Sometimes I go to places and people are like, oh, you're the senator, whatever titles. And I'm over here like, how did you even know? I'm here. How did you even know? Your influence, how you make people feel, how you walk with people, that influence will go before your geography. Never allow where you come from to limit your God-given purpose. Never allow where you come from, your humble backgrounds, to limit you. People ask me, Representative, how do you balance politics, marriage, motherhood, community, travel, speaking, the truth, all of that on the same day? The truth is, there's days where I don't. As a woman, sometimes we sit here and we expect it to be all of these things. And I do wear all of those hats. And a lot of times we women are told, be strong. My friends, sometimes we just need to break down sometimes. It's okay. Let me tell you, it's okay to sometimes pull back. And I'm talking to myself right now because my auntie knows I don't know how to pull back. I'm always on the go, 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 go. But sometimes it's because as a woman, we carry so much. And when you don't allow yourself to pull back and take care of yourself, then you're not good to the next person. You're not good to your family, the community that you serve. So ladies, take care of yourselves. There's nothing wrong with putting yourself first. One moment I'm debating legislation, the next moment I'm looking for my son's missing socks. I was doing, somebody reminded me of the TikTok that I did, and I was talking about the difference between Mheshimiwa was in America and Mheshimiwa was here in Kenya. Me, I have to wash my own car. I have to fold laundry. I have to do all this. That's a part of being a woman, and especially a woman in leadership. It's a whole different ballgame. One moment I'm speaking before hundreds, the next minute my daughter is reminding me, Mom, you forgot to sign my school trip. Leadership doesn't remove life responsibilities, ladies. It doesn't. It simply reminds you why you're carrying them. One of the greatest passions of my life is empowering young girls because I know something. One educated girl transforms her family, her community, and her world. One confident woman transforms her community. One courageous leader transforms a nation. I want to wake up one day and see a Kenyan president who is a woman. Can you guys imagine? Can you dream with me? Maybe it's our Excellency Flora there. You never know, right? Absolutely. Never underestimate the ripple effect of investing in women. Many of you think global influence begins in these big markets, New York, Washington, Geneva. No. Global influence begins exactly where you are. Serving your community so well that the world come looking for you. And here's a great example of that. We have her in the room today. My sister Truvena. The world is at her feet right now. She can say, Mr. President, move, and the president will move. Global influence starts with you. The world is coming to look for her because of her tenacity and believing in her vision. She's staying in her lane. She's not coming to my lane of politics, right? She's staying in her lane, and look what doors staying in her lane has gotten her, ladies. I'm closing. Look at the lady next to you. Look at her and tell her, I believe in your greatness. Now tell the other lady on the other side, or gentlemen, the world needs your voice. Did you tell the other one the world needs your voice? Now give her a high five and tell her, I'm glad you're here. This right here is what sisterhood looks like when we empower her. There's a quote that has guided me much of my journey. And most of you know this quote. Ships are safe in the what? Harbor, right? But that is not what ships are built to do. What are they meant to do? Go. They're meant to sail. So ladies, you are not created to stay comfortable. You are not created to stay comfortable. You are created to build, lead, govern, mentor, innovate, and transform. When history writes about this generation of African women, may they say they refuse to wait for permission. May they say they refuse to shrink for somebody's comfort. They refuse to compete with one another. Instead, may they say they collaborated, they mentored, they invested, they lifted, and because they did, communities prospered. Nations changed. The world became better. So today, I leave you with this challenge. Don't wait until somebody calls you a leader to lead. Don't wait until somebody gives you influence to influence. Don't wait until somebody opens the door. Open that door for yourself. Me, I'm one of those people, I will never sit here and wait for somebody to open the door for me. I will open it myself and I will walk in confidently like I belong into that room. And hold that door for every woman coming right behind you. Because that right there is the true meaning of woman in governance, leadership, and global influence. It's not about being the first woman, it's about making sure that you're not the last. So Her Excellency Flora, as she's sitting in her high chair there, she is, I know her, she's mentoring the next governor, the next deputy governor, to go in and step into that seat, and she has laid it and prepared for the next lady walking in. Because our job, ladies, in the marketplace, in governance, in our religious institutions, is to make sure we are laying the groundwork for the next lady to come in so that they don't have to deal with the same issues and challenges that you dealt with, but they can come in and grow what you have created there, what you have planted there. So I closed with this. Let me come back to this beautiful theme of this conference: the woman, the leader, and the legacy. I believe those 7 words tell the story of every extraordinary woman and your story in this room. It begins with a woman, not the titles, not the positions, not the applauses, right? Just the woman embracing who God created her to be, discovering her purpose and finding her voice. Then it comes the leader, the woman who decides that fear will no longer make her decision, a woman who chooses courage over comfort, a woman who understands that leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking responsibility. And finally, the legacy. Because one day our titles, again, as Her Excellency Flora said, the titles will come and go. Those titles will belong to somebody else. Our offices will be occupied by someone else. Our businesses will have new CEOs. Our names may eventually fade from the headlines. But the lives we changed, that right there is a true legacy. The young girls we believed in, the families we strengthened, the communities we transformed for the better, the doors we opened for the next woman to walk through, those will continue to speak louder and longer after we are gone. That is the true legacy. That is the real meaning of legacy. It's not about you. It's not about your title. It's not about how many people follow you. It's about how have you made somebody feel today. One of my greatest compliments that I always just love to hear, oh, you're so open. You're so humble. Me, I'm thinking I'm just living my life, right? How are you making people feel? How do you make the next person who stands right next to you feel? If you're having somebody who's like, I do not want to stand with her, she's too, what do you think they're going out there and talking about you? How are you influencing their life for the better? That is the true, at least for me, definition of legacy. When people talk about my journey, I mention all of these things. Well, I'm deeply honored by that. I pray that history will never remember me simply because of I was the first. I pray that it will remember me because I made sure I wasn't the last. Because success isn't truly success until someone else succeeds because you chose to lift them up. So my prayer for every woman in this room is this: may you embrace the woman God has created you to be. May you step out in faith, trusting that somehow God will open that door, even those doors that you don't even know exist. May you become the leader your family, your community, your nation, and the world needs. And may you leave the legacy so powerful that generations who never met you will still benefit because you had the courage to say yes to your purpose. And because at the end of our lives, people will not remember us primarily for the position we held. They will remember us how we made them feel, how we inspired them, how we served them, how we loved on them, and how we made them believe that they too can change the world. So ladies, go. Go be the leader that is beyond borders. Lead beyond fear. Lead beyond expectations. Lead beyond limitations. Lead with integrity, compassion, and excellency. And lead with courage. And never forget that the world doesn't just need more women in position. Again, Our Excellency talked about it. We don't need more women positions. The world needs women of purpose, women of conviction, women of character, women who say, this is who I am. Because in this position that I am, there's a lot of assumptions that are made about me. I step into a room of men and they automatically just assume some things. Sometimes we ladies, we have to set some people straight. Me, you can't come approach me anyhow and think that that's okay. Set your standards, and when you set your standards and people know who you are, your character, they will approach you the right way. Ladies, don't settle, don't make somebody feel comfortable and fall into whatever it is that this society deems of us ladies in leadership. My sister can sit here and give you examples after examples. How we women in leadership, the challenges, even the pastors in the room, we face. Where we are expected to, quote, do some things. We'll go there another time. But when you stand on integrity in those spaces, people treat you just like that. But if you allow somebody to come and dictate your character, my friend, they will take you anyhow. So ladies, be a woman of integrity. Be a woman of character. Be a woman where when somebody comes up to you, they know exactly what you stand for. They're not questioning who you are. So with that, may God richly bless each one of you. May God continue to bless this country and the women that are being raised up in this country. And may God raise from this room women who will influence governments, transform communities, shape nations, and leave legacies that echoes for generations to come. I had a slide, I was going to go through it, but God had other plans. I want to say this. Make sure you leave here with something. Make sure you talk to the next lady, find out what she's doing that you're not doing. Because if you leave here without nothing, that's not our fault. My sister Grace has laid the table for you to eat. Make sure you eat properly, because I'm eating properly. I'm going to do that. And ladies, may you step out in faith, trusting once again that God will provide for you each and every way. Thank you, everybody, and I'm so glad to be here. Oh, really quick. So that right there, when you wash your hands, you will eat with kings. That is me sitting at the high table at the State House. Who knew I would be sitting right there with the president over there, the first lady, and the president of the Gambia? And this quote right here, the woman, the leader, the legacy. The woman is who you are. The leader is who you become. Go back one more time. And the legacy is what? Did somebody see it? And that's my humble background, my friends. I went from there to the Minnesota House of Representatives. That's me sitting there. And put in the work, and the work will speak for you. This is what I delivered as a first representative. But the legacy is what remains when you have left the room. That's what I want to finish with. So ladies, let's get back to work, and let's have a great 2 days of connecting, empowering each other, and really stepping into the woman that we are becoming. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Huldah Momanyi. A big round of applause for her. Let's
right.
please appreciate her. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. Wow. Wasn't that just powerful?
Super amazing.
Thank you. With a great seal of the state of Wisconsin, USA, we thank you so much for your partnership and the government partner supporting the leadership, international collaboration, and global engagement. Thank you so much.
We also want to acknowledge and celebrate the Stronger Together leadership. Thank you so
Yes.
much for your partnership.
Yes, and we want to celebrate Vera Beauty and Fashion College. Where is she? Could she please stand up if she's in, or a representative? Okay, but we appreciate her in absentia.
Yes, we want to acknowledge and celebrate Radiant Hospitals.
Radiant Hospitals, thank you so much. We also want to celebrate ICBNA, International Christian Business Network Alliance. Hey, that one I must join. Is there a representative for that one? Oh, good. Okay, that one I must join. Yes, thank you so. You're the global Grace. How many hats do you wear? My goodness, thank you. Yeah, round of applause for ICBNA. Thank you so much.
We want to acknowledge and celebrate Blue Mark Adhesive Solutions.
Thank
Are
you.
they here?
Global.
All right, let's celebrate them.
Let's
and
just celebrate
acknowledge
them. Even if they're not here, our praise goes up to the Lord, right?
Yes.
Actually, we're thanking God for these partners, yeah?
That's right.
So we also want to celebrate another company that Grace runs. My goodness, in another lifetime. When I grow up, I want to be Grace. Memima Tours and Travel Limited, the founder being Grace Ndongo. Well done.
Acknowledge and celebrate Unicarve. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
being
much,
here.
Unicav. We also want to acknowledge Britam Insurance and Financial Services. Thank you so much, Britam. Thank you.
We want to celebrate Equity Bank. Thank you so much for your partnership.
Fantastic. And we want to celebrate the Tent Maker Ministry. He's here with us, the gentleman in the room. Thank you so much. And I think you have a book as well, right? Yes, maybe just you can say something about it for just a few seconds about your book.
Eka, one of the things that I address is that the marketplace is your sanctuary, because the pulpit is already full. Under the pulpit, you find pastors, we have only 40 minutes. But in the marketplace, you have a whole week. Yeah, a whole 40 hours in a whole week. So the marketplace is your sanctuary. And I will also be telling us maybe tomorrow that it's where you don't, God sends you to the marketplace not to make a difference.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Powerful already.
Not
We
to
can't
make
wait for
a
tomorrow.
living, but to make a difference.
Yes.
Wow. We want to celebrate Phronesis International College. Oh, wow.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you. We want to celebrate Exploits Worship Center.
Yay! Aye!
Oh, yeah. I'm also standing right here.
That one is truly represented.
Truly represented. That's right.
This one I had to do it myself because Honorable Hulda has said we don't need permission to celebrate ourselves, right? So allow me to celebrate Marini Naturals. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so up next, what we are going to do, we're going to call the lovely Grace to come up, and she is going to invite somebody to come and a very special guest to come and lead us into the national anthem. So, to the leader, the legacy, the woman, the leader, and the legacy.
And legacy.
Yes.
Karibu.
If you're not on the table, you're on the menu. Did you get that? So, as the founder of WeWin, I've just volunteered myself to create that table and call you on the table. I hope you're going to partake, and I'm happy, Mheshimiwa, you've done us justice. We say it is possible. Thank you so much. I just want to do a small tap, and thank you to the partners that we have on board. I don't want to mention your names again, but if you're here, you've partnered with us, you've supported us, please come in front. And as you come, I want to invite my spiritual mother, Pastor Zipporah Bogonko, our co-founder, WeWin USA chapter. Please come. I have to do a special one for her. This is the woman behind the vision. If you don't have a midwife in your vision, go and get one. You can't walk alone in this journey. You need somebody to hold your hand. You need somebody to believe in you. And Mheshimiwa Holder said, please get the right people on your circle. Get the right people in your circle. Because we can't walk alone. We can't do whatever we are doing alone. We need people we can trust. People who can love us truly. Sometimes I feel like, Mommy, you're too hard on me. I try to run away, but she's always there, pulling me back to the spot. Mommy, I celebrate you. I honor you. Thank you for coming from all the way from the state of Minnesota in the US. We are happy to have her, and I'll give her the honor to invite Her Excellency, the DG, Kilifi County Government. And I have a word for you, our Deputy Governor. I know you're going to support your next term, but you are going to be the next governor of Kilifi County. What God starts, He's faithful to accomplish. And DG, we are behind you. Your Excellency, we are behind you with prayers. We are behind you, supporting you. When you get tired, just know there are people praying for you. And from today, I will purpose to pray for you. You have believed in me. You've stood with me. You've told me it is possible. And I'm going to stand in the place of prayer. I may not knock that office every day. I may not say many words to you, but I'll stand in you, with you in prayer. Thank you for saying yes to the calling. Thank you for believing in yourself. Just to stand there and say, I am ready to take up this territory. This is not an easy territory, guys. It is not. Mombasa is not an easy. Ask Pastor Pauline. She's a gatekeeper. This is not an easy territory. And when you see people breaking barriers, they have paid the price. When you see us sitting here, there's someone who have labored. People have labored. So it is not easy to break a door. And if it's not opening, kick it. Yes. It's not opening, kick it. Because this is our territory. Women, we have to believe in ourselves. We have to represent Christ in the boardroom. That's what I do, day in, day out. And I'm not afraid. I salute you, Your Excellency. Thank you for standing in the gap to tell the women in Mombasa it is possible. Now it's my honor to invite all our partners to come here and Pastor Zipporah Bogonko to invite you to come, and we honor the land that we are stepping into. We have to speak, we have to sing our national anthem because this land has honored us. It is the soil we are stepping into. We have to honor it, and it's our country. We have to believe and pray for our nation. We are asking the leadership of this nation, can we stand up and allow women to lead with integrity? Yes. In the midst of us, there's a lady who vied for deputy president the previous election. Where is Ruth? Please stand up. Does anyone remember that girl? She's an usher in church. And she vied. And that is the momentum that we want. That is the spirit that we want. Because we have to sit on those tables, we have to make policies, we have to govern this country in the right way. People are giving up on church, people are giving up on Christian, but it is time we change the story. It is the time we change the narrative. It is time we tell them, without God, you can't do it. And that is the fact. So it's my honor to have all of you sitting here and holding together onto this vision that together we are going to make it. Is it? Thank you. Welcome, Mama. It's an honor to have you.
Thank you. Wow, thank you so much, Grace. I honor and appreciate you. I thank God that kept you, even when it was difficult, even when you could hear that voice telling you, no, you cannot do it, but you believed in God. You also listen. That is very important. If you have some people that are speaking into your life, it's important to listen to that voice, because God speaks through people. He gives counsel through people. And I'm proud that you listened. And because you listened, and because you said yes, we are gathered here in the city of Mombasa. Let's celebrate Jesus. And I honor you, I love you, I am proud of you, and I know that you're going places. That this table you have created, yes, it is a great table. Great women are sitting on this table. Great women that will change nations are seated on this table. We are here, and there are those that already have received and heard the voice to come and sit on this table. And we are going to do this around the world. It's not just here. At the appointed time, we'll have you come to the US. Hallelujah. Yes, it is possible. And so I just thank God for that, and appreciate you. Thank you so much for doing this. We stand here. I stand here because you say yes, and I'm thankful for that. And we continue to trust God to see us through, even as we celebrate what God is doing here today. And so it is my honor, and I concur with her, woman of God, that a time is coming that you are going to lead. You're going to become a governor. It is coming. I could just, when she spoke that, I just had a witness in my spirit that it is coming in the name of Jesus. And so we just declare that over you in the name of Jesus, that it is coming. The Lord has already gone ahead of you. He has already prepared the way, and he is going to cause you to move forward in the name of Jesus, and to lead in the name of Jesus. Not only as a governor, you will go beyond a governor in the name of Jesus, because that is what God is doing in this hour and in this time, because he's using women at such a time as this, hallelujah, to bring transformational leadership in different spaces in the name of Jesus, so that God can be glorified in the name of Jesus, because he's picking out his daughters, he's using them in putting them in key positions for the glory of his name, to restore the worship of God, because people are worshiping different gods, but it is time to restore the true worship of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And he's going to use daughters that have said yes, that are ready to pay the price, because it is going to cost you to step into these spaces and to lead. And he's going to, but he is releasing grace in the name of Jesus to be able to pay that price, to be able to stand, to be in those positions, to occupy until he comes for the glory of his name. Receive that word of the Lord. And even many who are here, it is not just her, but partake of that and rise up and become that woman that God has raised for such a time as this. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. And so it is my honor to welcome you, Honorable, Your Excellency, Honorable Flora Betsa Chibole.
God of all creation,
Can we all be upstanding? It's our national anthem, but it's also a prayer. It's packed, it's loaded, isn't it? So, all right, thank you. Start.
God of all creation, justice the ocean, what defender. paradise. Let all with one accord
We're truly grateful. We thank God. Thank you, Minister of God. Thank you, my dear sister. That is why we are here. Me, I'm chewing. What? 2.5 full cup. Each and every speaker coming here. Thing. Let us have an open mind. Let us just, sponge. You know a sponge, eh? Take in. I know it's going to take you. God bless you. On behalf of the people in this land, the governor of Mombasa, Abdulswamad Sharif Nasir, but we have the interim governor of the 6 counties. Now it is Godana Dado, the governor of Tana River, and on behalf of my governor, who knows I'm here, and all the other governors and deputy governors, you are most welcome. Much as we are coming for the We Win meeting, but there's so much. The beautiful cities of the coast of Mombasa. We normally talk of rich culture background. We talk of hospitable people. So for those who will be around here, have a glimpse of that. Thank you so much.
Know her and I know her and so I'm so much excited. I don't have so much to say, but I'm so happy to be in Mombasa. And this land again is going to hold another history that is a history. Like we're going to we're going to do a lot of fast for this conference. We're going to plant trees, and also here in Mombasa again this month. We're going to break another record here, creating 5,000 Guinness World Record holders. We're planting mangroves with over 5,000 scouts during World Mangroves Day. So I'm happy to be here before then to plant a seed of hope, of faith, So just have a good day and open your hearts to learn, to receive, and I'll be here with you. Bye. Thank you.
Let's celebrate her. Come on, let's celebrate an incredible woman. Amazing. Wow. Wow. Let's honor her time. We're going to be bringing in UNICAF, which is a higher education partner expanding access to internationally recognized university education and professional development. The director of UNICAF come and lead us in the signing this wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone. Hello. Praise Jesus. Everybody who comes here will now start preaching because this is a very beautiful gathering. I was telling Grace that for over years, where I sit, at the point where I sit, I give a lot of sponsorships to events, and I usually ask, where are the women who know God? Why is this money going to other places and not where? Women who stand in gaps to pray for these same organizations, same associations that we work with. So this is so akin to my heart, and I'm so happy to be in this place. We only have a few minutes, and I'll ask Grace to join me, even as we take this session. In a very few minutes, there's something called positioning, right? our speakers who stood in today, if we started speaking, all of us are speakers here. So when we start speaking, we will speak and speak. But let me talk something about positioning. There is nothing that will happen if you're not in the right place. If you read your Bible, all the testimonies, Zacchaeus, he had to go on top of the tree for Jesus. The examples are so much that we can take from. But in our social life, people usually say, they are not difficult people to work with like people who know God. How many people have had that? Yes? In the workplace, there are the people bringing chaos. They are rigid. They want to pray in places where they're not supposed to pray because they don't want to be professional. There are a lot of things that come. But is that really our CV? So in spaces that I sit as a country director, when people come and see me in church, they ask, are those the two same people? Those are two different people. So it is for us women to stand in the gap, in the positions that God has given us to drive our agenda and support. You know, women, Eve was called a nurturer. She's like the womb carrier of all of us. And so today, as we stand here at UNICAF, we are pretty much excited. My name is Winnie Rachel. I serve as a country director. So humbled to have been in this position at an early age, and that's because of positioning. So as we sit in this room, as we discuss, our partnership with WeWin is a lifelong learning partner. And we do this through an aspect of scholarships, where we provide scholarships to people to go to different spaces, wherever they are, to be able to attain their bachelor's, master's, and PhDs. By God's grace, Honorable Momanyi, I'll be a doctor next year, so you have to be a doctor. You have no choice. So education is one of the aspects, and DG, you wouldn't have been in that space if you didn't have papers. It is the papers that we hold. Of course, God comes first. That will put you in spaces that you need to go. So women need to upskill. It's not a choice. It's a requirement. There's no God who will come from heaven and come and promote you without you having done the right things. God has to do his part, but you have to do your part. So this partnership is very key to us. And also we are happy for WeWin for bringing us on board. And we want to literally, I think the scholarship that she signed with Sheila was at 80%, but I told her, because these are women of God, I'm going to push it to 85. So that is what we are signing today, that the women who are in this space, there'll be a paper going around. Please put in your details, and we will be able to talk to you next week once the conference is over and we have prayed over everything and we are relaxed. So it's as simple as that. Very easy. Get your scholarship, study at your own pace. You're not leaving your job, you're not leaving the church, you're not leaving your husband and your kids. And when you're done, UK to graduate. How sweet is that? So I don't want to talk much, Grace. Kitu mzuri inaachwa sasa watu wanakuwa na appetite ya kuuliza mingi. So please give me the honors after you say something, so that we just sign this off and we want to listen to the beautiful women that are following. Get it? Thank you.
Thank you, Winnie. Winnie is the country director, UNICAF. And just want to say one thing. God told me to step up for the women in the marketplace. I didn't have even a coin, even a shilling. Mama is aware. And God told me, I've just given you an assignment to say yes. Just be obedient, and everything else will come aligning. And there's a program God gave me, a program that's supposed to support women, and I call it CEOs Without Papers. We have a CEO roundtable. CEOs without papers. You didn't do well in school, or you never went to school. But through the hustling and being on the street, you created you made yourself a few millions, and you find yourself in the leadership position, being a founder or a director of a company. It is the right time we bring logic on the table. Let's go. Yes, we are CEOs, have papers. For us to put governance and structure. Sorry. So this is for CEOs. If you're there and you're leading that company, we have a CEO roundtable and we are speaking as it is. If you didn't go to school, the chance is here. UNICAF is here. If you want to upgrade your career or even go to degree or even do a doctorate or even get a diploma, UNICAF is here for women. And God sent them my way. They didn't know me. They saw the poster, and Sheila was very, very much looking for me. She kept on calling me, and I was, God, who is this? I didn't know. God was telling me, just stay put. I'm bringing the partners on board. And I'm so proud to announce today that UNICAF was the first partner. They are our first partners that they're going to remain in our record, a record that cannot be robbed, that came and believed in We Win in our first edition. So I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on board. It is 80% free.
Pushed it to 85 this morning. Yes. I put it to 85. And when she said that, it's not that the 85, we sponsored with the money also. So, silver and gold belongs to God. So here we are. Thank you. She's the senior marketing officer at UNICAF. She serves in church as a praise and worship leader. So women are doing exploits. She will be at the table right behind there. Please ensure that that is going round. Just put your email address and your phone number. That's it. Let's do it.
Thank you very much. Welcome, Mama. Please come and witness. Thank you.
Do we have a DJ in the house to play some momentous music for this?
For your love, for your care and everything you do. Nashukuru. Yesu Mwokozi anatosha, tosha. Baraka ninapata sitakosa, kosa. Yesu Mwokozi anatosha, tosha. Baraka ninapata sitakosa, kosa.
Since I was born and now I am older, I have never seen my father fail. He is opening doors no man can close. He is making a way out of no way. He has never failed. He has never failed.
Eski.
He has never failed me.
One of the best choirs in the city of Lagos, Nigeria.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He has never failed me.
the partnership between Women in Waiting International and UNICAF. 85% scholarship. Isn't God amazing? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well done. Well done. Thank you.
Are you ready for stage? Are you ready for stage? 1, 2, 3, let's go.
See what the Lord has done. Praise that song. Daniel Bassey.
Iremi wọlé dé, mo ti lálùyọ, omi lórí skyscraper, mo ti wà lókè, má lọ́nà gẹ̀rẹ̀, wá bá mi lókè.
I am risen, I'm seated in His glory. If you look me, you will see, say I am over. I got the thing I post, it does the bust in my brain. Everywhere they go, I they got papa, I know they there.
Lady, what? I can hear you. Say what, say what? Ladies and gentlemen, you don't mean it. Let's go.
Hakuna jambo jipya mbele zako.
Eski.
Hakuna kitu kinashindikana.
Thank you so much.
Na kila tu ambalo Bwana unajibu. Umeka malaki, ni kweli umetenda. Ni kweli umefanya.
We also have on our tables the programs. Does everybody have a copy, or at least a copy to be shared amongst you? And this is the program. Okay, so you can follow along with it. It may not be 100% up to date, but it will give you at least 90% of what's happening. And when you turn to the back, you're going to see a QR code, 2 QR codes actually. Yes, and the first one says scan for speakers' profiles. That's the one you need to scan as we read through our speaker profiles, just so you can get better acquainted. The second one says scan to join event, but we're already here. Yeah, so you don't need to scan that one. So just to take note, this is the program and you can use it to follow along. All right, up next, we have yes, allow me to introduce a very important coach we all need to know in this room. She's a coach, and I was having tea with her and I was telling her what she's about to speak on. I think everybody needs that information, myself included, because there was a time in my life I needed that kind of guidance. And I'll just read a bit of, let me tell you guys, these bios I've received, these are resumes, my people. Do you remember like Nakumat receipts, the way they were long? That's how I've received these bios. They are so powerful. And I'll just speak a bit on her bio. She's a mental health advocate, speaker, corporate trainer, counselor, emotional intelligence coach. Who has heard of that one? Emotional intelligence coach. I feel like I need a session with her, right? Childhood trauma healing therapist, something I think that is very, very critical. And she's a youth mentor, personal image consultant. And then, yeah, when you see her, she does look like one as well. She's a sought after conference speaker, so she's in the right room, yes? TV and radio panelist, and she's passionate about mental health awareness, trauma healing, and recovery. I could go on and on and on, but I will let her speak for herself. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please put a round of applause for Carol Mwende, mental health advocate and mental health speaker. Thank you, Carol.
Sorry, who was she talking about? Yeah? Talking about me. To God be the glory. Young lady, do you know how much those clothes cost? Do you? Young lady, do you know how much those clothes cost? So I could hang on that. Dramatic, eh? Madam Grace, I don't even know. I don't. Let me just thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Most of the people who knew me before, this is not. Well, this is who I am. I just didn't know it. Where the Bible says, in the beginning there was gross darkness, and God called out light out of darkness. That is what He did with me. So I stand here as a testament of the doing of God. This is the doing of God. All protocols observed. We will next. Yeah, because you didn't mention 1, 2, 3. All protocols observed. My sisters in the Lord, I honor you. Yeah. Thank you for being here. That I'm sharing a room with you. I will tell you where we met. Yeah, I was Uko behind. But all protocols observed, all ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Okay, so this is what I do. I don't do that. We have to be lively because God has given us life. I challenge people, do you know how much oxygen is at the hospital? For 1 hour. 40K, 1 hour. Yes, you're in the ICU. So if you have breath in your lungs, praise God. Praise God. Amen. So thank you so much, Madam Grace, for allowing me to be on your stage. My name is check it in. She is, eh? To God be the glory. See that one? That one is God's testament. That one is God's doing. That one, I can tell you, that one is God's doing. I want us to stand up just for a short. I want us to, iyo chai tumekunywa ishuke, the tea we've taken. People from, Honorable from Minnesota, chai is tea. Yeah, we don't know. Maybe she forgot. Chai is tea, eh? Fantastic. So we'll do a short game, okay? A very short game. So it's called Mingle Mingle, okay? So I say mingle mingle, you reply mingle mingle, okay? So I say in groups of 2, in groups of 5. So if you don't find yourself in a group, you owe me 1,000 bob. To be a speaker is a good thing, my friend. You earn money, pesa tu hivyo tu, eh? No, I'll say the number. So you find people, you get into that number, okay? So I want you to mingle. I will explain why this. I know there are some people who are like, we unajua miaka yetu wewe, unajua miaka yetu wewe. Heshimu mafuta. Na heshimu mafuta kabisa. Okay, let's do a trisex. Mingle. And not around your table, please. Not around, nawaona sana. Not around your table. Aya, let's go. When I say mingle, you reply mingle. As in go round. Yes, go round. So mingle. Okay, look at me. Excuse me. Look at me. So when I say mingle, we are doing this. Like we are going round as we have breath. Sindio? 2, 3, go. Mingle. I don't want that clustering. Nawaona sana. I can see you. I don't want cluster. Mingle. In groups of mingle. Groups of 4. Groups of 4. So if you're not in a group, please, can I have my 1,000 bob? Okay. Who's my accountant? Ah, fantastic. The lady in red is my accountant. So you tell me how much I have, eh? Aya. So who's not in a group? Alafu, let's be gentle. Don't tell someone, kuja. Gentle, okay? Who's not in a group? You guys have refused with my money. You've refused. Let's do again. Mingle. Let's go, mingle. Mingle, mingle. Let me tell you, this corruption in this room, I'm not accepting. This one for Kapo, just stay there. Let's go together. Let's go together. Now I want us mingle, mingle. Mingle, mingle. Mingle, mingle. Groups of 5. My Lord. Accountant, you're still there. You're still mingling. You'll just count. Who's not in a group? Who's not in a group? Hey! Meheshimiwa is like, this one is not eating my money. Not today. True Fena. Just 1,000 bob, bwana. Who's not in a group? Let's see. Everybody's in a group. Nitawapata tu. Ngoja. I'm coming. Mingle. Listen, people, we are born again. Let's go. Mingle. Let's go. We are not doing that. Mingle. Honorable Huda, I can see you very well. You're just mark timing. Mingle. Groups of 10. 10. Aki usimize mwenzako, please. Sijui kama tuko na insurance. Groups of 10. Groups of 10. Madam Grace, you're good? Hey, nyinyi watu. Well done. Let's do the last one. You guys don't want to give me money. You've refused. Last one. Mingle. Groups of mingle. Groups of 2. Pole. Aya, Minister Hulda, that's how I just get. Ata shilingi mumekataa. No one? Even you are not giving me. Everyone? Grace, Madam Grace. We're not doing God math. Oh, okay. Madam Grace is intelligent. Everyone? Okay, fantastic. Give yourselves a round of applause as you sit down. Well done, guys. Well done. Umesema pesa yenu sikuli? Not today. Ni sawa. Haya. Mumona naheshimu mafuta. Si. Naheshimu mafuta. Pastor Mkoa. Naheshimu. Well done. Thank you so much. About 15 or so years ago, as you've heard, I'm an image consultant as well. So someone had hired me to do her wardrobe, from her clothes from Monday to Sunday. Deputy Governor, ini kujiulizia kazi. Natafuta kazi. So this lady hired me to do her wardrobe from Monday to Sunday, you know. And she was living in these suburbs of Nairobi. Let me not say. And so I go for the gig, and I'm inside this walk-in closet. You know, for us who are middle class, hizo tulikuwa tunaziona kwa MTV Cribs. Nani anakumbuka Cribs? Millennials, nothing. Yeah, you do. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. So I'm in her closet, and there's the closet inside, and then there's this place for wearing shoes. You know that thing for wearing shoes. You sit down, you wear your shoes. So as I'm inside, I'm hearing someone crying. And in my head, I'm like, in this neighborhood, natoa machozi wapi? In this neighborhood, that car park, full of cars, tears are coming from where? Tears. Machozi ni tears, is tears. Chaniangali. Like, what do you mean? Here, you're crying. How? How do the tears for these sides look? So I come out of the closet and it's the lady. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. So she's wiping her tears, she's wiping her eyes. And she's like, okay, disclaimer, please look at your neighbor, say, please don't judge Mwende. As in, yeah, you're my advocate now. Look at your neighbor. You'll understand why. Yeah, you'll understand why. So I come out and she's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Me, I'm thinking, I'm not about to deal with this. When you finish crying, I'll come back. True to word, I left her. So she's like, no, don't go. I left. I told her I'll come back. So I came back, I did my work, and then she paid quite the good tip, right? And so she called me, she's like, can we meet for lunch? We're not friends. You see the way you're looking at me? See why I said don't judge Mwende? You see why I said? Yeah, I can see your eyes from here. I can see you guys. So I'm wondering, we're not friends. Why are you telling me we meet for lunch? Anyway, I had another consultancy around that area, so I said, you know what, sawa. So we meet at 11:30. 11:30, she smells of alcohol. In my head, I'm thinking, this morning, people, it's been nice. It's been nice. So we sit down. 30 minutes into the conversation, I realize there's no agenda, right? She's saying this, she's saying that, she's saying that. She called me to do what? No. She called me for what? Lunch. When they went for lunch, I went, I ate. See, she called me for lunch. I mean, she called me for what? Yeah. She called me for lunch. So she tells me, so I finish. I realize there's no agenda here. May I eat my lunch? I tell her, thank you very much. I'm out. She's like, no. Can I even pay for the other consultancy? In this, let's not. Again, when Mwende does what? I leave. So a week after, the lady who had referred me to her called me. She's like, well done. I heard you did such an amazing job. Then she pauses. And then she tells me, I just wanted to inform you that she passed on. I was with this lady a week ago. She's asking me, can we do lunch? Even when I was leaving, she was like, can we meet again? Tell your neighbor, don't. I can see your eyes. Please tell your neighbor, don't judge Mwende. Please. She tells me she took her own life. This is a lady who had everything. Literally everything. Had her own business. She was a CEO over there. Had everything. She literally had everything. Then I actually also didn't go for the burial. I was doing what? Chasing money. Years later, calling me into this space of sorry, I'm not used to these things, I'm not used to these things, boy. So I continue with my life. And now, continuing with this life, was God still drawing me to himself, still calling me back. I served in the choir, I served in protocol, I served under a ministry, which I had to step away from to find my relationship with God. Because I knew of God. I did. That is what most of us are doing. Know of God, but you don't know God. I'm here to talk about mental health. Ladies and leaders, Please write this down. Has who you are been informed by your history, in turn threatening your glory? Has who you are been informed by your history, in turn threatening your glory? Two, how has childhood trauma morphed into your adulthood? How has childhood trauma morphed into your adulthood? How has trauma affected you as a woman and as a leader? So I'll define trauma. So I'll faster them. Trauma occurs when an experience overwhelms our ability to cope and leaves lasting emotional, mental, physical, or relational effects. Trauma occurs when an experience overwhelms our ability to cope and leaves lasting emotional, mental, physical, or relational effects. I started with an opener. This other lady, again, consults me to do her. I go and find her wardrobe. Okay, not to have 101. Okay, it's okay. Kinamheshimiwa, I guess, because you do events, nini. Yes, you can have many, but it's also not as necessary. So for this particular lady, I go into her closet again. I've been, my experience with women up there has been very shocking to me. Okay, so this lady, again, I go into her closet. She wants me to color code, not touch her clothes, not remove, color code her wardrobe. Color code, okay? So go, I find some outfits, still have tags. And her closet is like she had a massive closet, but the clothes are so many, they're screaming for dear life. They're like this. Like she has so many clothes that are like this in the closet. And I tell her, ma'am, what we need to do here is clutter. Hence the question. Young lady, how much those clothes cost? World. And I get to buy clothes from everywhere. Clothes. To who? Do they know the amount? Do they know how much these clothes cost? But listen, even that time sikukuwa naheshimu mafuta. But don't worry, I told her, it's okay. You've traveled, I've traveled. Her makeup table was as stable. Just the makeup. Some were even expired. Oh, she told me, listen, if you can't do this work, I can get someone else to do. So please get out of my house. See me, I have my house. I left. She called me 2 days after. She's like, what did you mean? Okay, hello to you too. She's like, what did you mean? I was like, I was trying to help you. If you want. She's like, okay, then can you come back to the house? I was like, as long as you pay for another consultancy. So I went back and I told her, I asked her, why all these clothes? She's like, yes, I travel, I do different events. But when I sat down with her, she told me her story. Her story was that her parents died when she was young. And then you know the way kids are taken to different relatives. So the particular aunt she was taken to treated her treated her badly. Sorry for the being graphic. To the point of she went to school with innerwear that was torn. Her first experience with her menses, she didn't even know, so she soiled herself. So when the teacher helped her and removed her innerwear, she found it was torn. It was tatters. She swore, when I get money, when I get money, I will buy everything and everything. Everything and everything. So I asked her, anyway, it was a long conversation. So I asked her, these people who treated you badly, and I'm sorry for what you went through, but do you allow them to come to your house? No, they can't come to my house to do what? I was like, okay, calm down, calm down. So these very people who treated you badly do not have the privilege of coming to see those clothes. Doing that for what? You're buying all those clothes for what? You see, your mark timing, what trauma does is growing old is a must. Growing up. And what trauma does, it makes you mark time at the place where your trauma happened. So you get old and you won't realize until you have triggers. There's a certain lady I was dealing with, and she, at her workplace, she couldn't understand why certain cologne from certain men would irritate her. In fact, she even slapped a man because of the cologne that he had. This slapping has gone on. Check. When we sat when we sat down, so because I ask history questions, I start from your childhood down to how you were conceived. Did your dad accept you? Did your mom accept you? Because if the dad, again, if your dad says, if the father of the child says, that is not my child, it still goes to the DNA of that child. Anyway, it triggered, the questioning triggered that she was molested at 3 years old. And the person who molested her had this specific colon. So when you have childhood trauma, your mind is sort of, it blocks, so it protects the child. So now until you bring it back, you remove that bandage, start cleaning, then you realize, yeah, doesn't matter how long. I was talking to my mother here. I told her my oldest client, and this was 2025, was 70 years old. We had a meeting. We were just coming for a meeting. We were supposed to do something. Again, with my line of questioning. So if you don't want to go into your childhood, don't sit with me. I might start triggering things. At a restaurant, this woman cried. Have you heard how old? She said, if you don't deal with trauma, catches up. You will pray, and prayer is good. We are all born again. Prayer is good, but God also gives structures. God is not just, it just doesn't do things. It's also a way to pray. You don't just do things just because it's salvation. So in the meeting, we're at a restaurant. This woman cries until the waiters come to ask me, what have you done to her? I'm like, But anyway, I didn't go back to my house that evening. I went back with her to her house. We entered her house. Youngling, kuja. Shimo mafuta. walked into her house. I mean, we've opened, amefunguliwa nyumba. We walk in like she's crying. She's in front of me. She's holding me. So this is me. She's crying. So we meet her husband at the living room. And he's like, what is wrong? Who is this? Who told you? Eh? Eh, no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. So the husband is wondering, who is this? She's like, we'll talk in the morning. But if they had killed, no one would have known where I was. So the way you have your bed, and she had 2 seats on the side of her bed. So I slept on the chair. She had her finger in her mouth. She slept in a fetal position. She cried herself to sleep. Who does that? Who does that? Children at 70 years old. When we encourage people for therapy to go counseling, it's not about making money. And I hear nowadays, I mean, it's quite pricey. Thank you very much. Thank you. Please give her a round of applause. It's not about making money. When God called me into this space, my story is very long, but He sent me specifically to women, but I also speak to men. I was actually called to a Father's Day meeting. I told them, I think you have the wrong person. You're calling me as a keynote to a Father's Day event. Okay, I'm still working on yeah, that one. God was very specific. Go to my children, go to my daughters, speak on forgiveness, healing, and restoration. And it starts from the foundation. I'll give you steps on how to find out about trauma and how to deal as a. Are we learning anything? Are we? So I'll give you practical strategies for healing and leadership growth. For one, because nimeshasimamiwa na askari wa time. Develop self-awareness. Develop self-awareness. Everybody look up. You know it was coming? How are you going to deal with it? What if it hit you? I did that at an event and it hit someone, so target was the table. I did start coming. Don't know. If you don't know you're a child of God, how do you behave like a child of God? You walk with your head down. You don't realize you're a child of God. You're an ambassador. You carry authority of heaven. If you don't know, then how do you deal? For one, self-awareness. What experiences shaped me? What fears drive you as a woman leader? What patterns keep repeating in your life? Awareness is the beginning of transformation. Let me just finish them and then prioritize mental and emotional wellness. If I tell you who this 70-year-old woman is, being in her room, her with her finger, and she's given me permission to say this. So some clients give me permission to tell their stories and help someone. Who would have known? Who would have known? I see her on telly, I'm like, doesn't matter how far you go up there. If you've not dealt with some things, they will catch up. Remember the story of when Christ came from the 40 days of fasting? The audacity. Who's the first person he met? After, 40 days of fasting and praying, the first person you meet, the devil is coming to you. Like the audacity. Like, can't you go to Peter, Paul, Judas? Like, the first person is Jesus. That means he didn't, hakutambua, because Christ was also human. So he came to Christ, he came to Jesus as human, not Jesus Christ. What patterns keep repeating themselves in your life? Do you notice patterns in your life? Or do you say, this is just how I am? I'm just loud. Like if you cross me, you cross me. What do you mean? I deal with you then and then. That you? Or is that informed trauma? So prioritize mental and emotional well. Build healthy boundaries. The first time I saw Reverend Amuko was in Kitengela. And I think that was the first time I came to Itam Kitengela because some of my relatives lived there. And his message was, who are you for? To this day, I remember it. And I remember I came to say hi to you. Ni sawa tu unikumbuke, ni sawa tu, ni sawa. Who are you for? Who can you call on? I go to events and I say, if you have no one when you're at your breaking point, absolutely no one, call me. I can tell you I've been called at 3 a.m. in the morning by a lady who was burnt by her partner. Leave that relationship. It was even a relationship. At night, this guy says, you leave me, then no one else will have you. So in the middle of the night, she found him on top of her with an iron box. She came to my house smelling of AM. So if you don't have for that message, shaped how my career is going. Who are you for? If you don't have at all, that is on building healthy boundaries. Practice self-compassion. There's a time I missed a turn and I drove 4 hours away. That was 8 hours, the wrong way. Remember when I turned back, I kept telling myself, Mwende, how stupid can you be? Kwani hauna akili? Like, kwani what is the phone for? So you use Google Maps. Like, I literally said, do you have porridge in your head? I told myself that. And I stopped and I realized I'm not nice to myself. Not nice to myself. Can I tell this to someone else? So if I say I can't say it to someone else, why am I saying it to myself? Self-compassion. If you've made a mistake, the first place to be at is awareness. Yes, you've made a mistake. But be nice to yourself. In fact, when you realize you made a mistake, remember all the good things you've done first. Then deal with the mistake that you've done. Okay? Fifth one, build support communities. Who are you for? Embrace continuous growth. If you start with awareness, then you keep at it. Then you realize here there was a problem. There was the problem here. Okay? As women, our greatest leadership transformation begins when we stop merely surviving, start healing. So I'll include gentlemen. Men and women, our greatest leadership transformation begins when we stop merely surviving and start healing. Because healed women heal families, healed women transform workplaces, healed women build stronger communities, and healed women become leaders who leave a legacy of hope, resilience, and lasting impact. Lastly, a story is told of this lady who grew up their family loved fish. And so she grew up, she was married, and the mother came to visit her after honeymoon. You know, the mother comes to nyumba kama unasafisha. Okay, okay. Leo anajifanya anakuja kuvisit. So she comes, the daughter is like, we loved fish. So she cooks fish for the mom. So she serves, the mom is looking at the fish. Like, what is this? First she's like, what do you mean, what is? Okay, it's a car. What do you mean? It's fish. It's fish. She's like, why is it like this? She's like, what do you mean? So what the mother used to do is give them the fish, either a full fish without the tail. Okay? So without the tail. So she's like, what is this? She's like, it's fish. Like, why doesn't it have the tail? Like, what do you mean? That's how you used to cook for us. Like, yeah, because my pot was small. Pot could not fit a whole fish. Don't continue what was started as a trauma. As trauma, rather. Childhood, or whatever type of trauma. When there's awareness and you go through your healing process, then you do your own. You start cooking your whole. You start cooking your whole. With that, thank you.
What really blew me away about her bio is just how many firsts there are in her bio. So she is the first female managing director of the Kenya Ports Authority. Yeah. And she is also the founding member of WESA, which stands for Women in Maritime Sector in East and Southern Africa. Yeah, and she's also a certified coach, and she sits on several high-profile boards, including, listen to this, guys, Centum Investments PLC, Sidian Bank, Centum Real Estate, Vipingo Development Limited, Moving the Goalpost, and World Reader. Wow. And she's coming to speak to us today about financial literacy and women in corporate leadership. Can we put our hands together for Catherine Mturi Wairi, former MD, Kenya Port Authority, and certified executive coach? Karibu sana, Catherine.
Then even as I'm asking that, I'm about to disclose that I'm much nearer 60, 30. So I put in the time. So I presentation, but I will ask for it not to be devised. Yeah, put up, rejected, because to talk and not for you to read. So today I'm talking about financial literacy. Tomorrow we are going to talk about corporate leadership. So let me ask you, what do you understand by financial literacy? I'm waiting for an answer. And by the way, I'm standing between you and your. If you don't answer, the microphones on the tables, yeah? Do you understand financial literacy? Oh, I said don't put it up. There I was much nearer 30 than 60. Shall I expect an answer? Knowledge of money, yes. Budgeting. Your relationship with money. Okay. So let me go straight to the definitions. there's a lot that I wanted to cover, but fine. Financial literacy, the ability to understand and effectively manage money in okay? Financial literacy is the ability to understand and effectively manage money in everyday life. Please don't show them this. Please don't project. Thank you, thank you. And it includes earning, saving, budgeting, debts, investing, yeah, and planning for the future. What it does is it equips individuals with the skills to make informed financial decisions, avoid debt traps, and build long-term security. So that's the definition. Okay? Relationship with why does it matter for women? It matters for everyone, but why does it matter for women? I'm asking. Why do you think you should be financially literate? No? It's important.
Power.
Security,
Power.
power. Any other?
Influence.
Influence, order, capacity. Everything that you have said is true, especially we are Africans. And it's been said here, culture plays a big role in the way we behave in certain areas. In our cultures, different cultures, where we come from, we really talk about money. We really talk about financial literacy. In this day and age, if you're a woman and you have absolutely no idea about your finances, about money, then to use a maritime term, non-starter. And pardon me, Jen, sio kwa ubaya, but the women need to learn something. So as you said, personal security. Financial knowledge protects against exploitation and poor decisions. Empowers women to build assets that last beyond their lifetime, generational wealth. It is written in the Bible that a good man gives an inheritance wealth. So even as you're thinking about creating wealth, is this wealth for today or is it going to outlast you? And if it outlasts you, who are you leaving it to? Who are you leaving it for? There has to be a purpose to it. Okay? Freedom of choice. When you have money, it's just a small example. Spent the whole month and you've gone the long face and you said, oh, I'm broke. And then come the end of the month, salary hits the account. How do you feel? That particular day, yes, when the money hits your account, feel Fadhali. Yeah. So it gives you the freedom. And if you have enough of it, it gives you the freedom of choice. You can choose. You can have an independent career. You can, you can deal with your family and, life decisions. The other thing that it does is it gives you leadership confidence. Even if you're making 5,000 shillings, 2,000 shillings, it is your money. And you can be a leader in that space. Yeah? It gives you that leadership confidence. And what happens when you have that confidence, then you can lead boldly. Women have money and nurturers. We nurture. Then you get community impact. When women thrive financially, their families thrive, their communities thrive. How many times has that been said here today? Yeah? So it's the same theme, it's the same stream. You want it stuck here as well? Okay? And finally, when a woman has money, then they are capable of breaking barriers. Yeah? That confidence, that boldness to step out and do. Let me tell you, if you don't have money, you will always second guess yourself. What if? Yeah? So, financial literacy dismantles stereotypes about women and money. So you need to understand. You need to find that knowledge. You need to go out there. If you don't have the knowledge, there are people who have the knowledge. Again, it is not a journey that you can take or you should take on your own. I am a finance person, but still, I need advice. I don't know what Bitcoin is all about. I don't know what cryptocurrency is all about. When it comes to financial analysis, to do investments, I still go to somebody. I'm not the be-all and all. But I do have the knowledge to go out there and search. Okay? What I want to do now is to just take us through the pathways to financial literacy. Okay? The pathways to financial literacy are building wealth intentionally. Yeah? Avoiding common financial mistakes. And then finally, ensuring you leave a legacy. Because what is the purpose? Yeah? We cannot talk about finances without referring to the best manual in the world, the Bible. Everything that I'm talking about here is rooted in the Bible. And in any case, it is God who gives us the power and authority to create wealth. He is the creator of everything, including you and I. Yeah? So that's what it's in Deuteronomy 8:18. It says, remember that it is the Lord your God who gives you the power to become rich. So God is the source. So even as you're looking for this financial literacy, go back to the Bible. Go back to the Bible. And you will find verses. Proverbs has enough verses. Okay? So let's start with building wealth intentionally. If you're being intentional, then you need to have clear financial goals. What is your goal? Why do you want to build this financial? It's for what? What is the purpose? So once you're clear about that, then you're able to say, this is the direction that I want to take. You may be at that stage where you receive a salary. What are you going to do with this salary? Yeah? Your salary may not be enough for you to own a home yet. So, which way forward? It is said that for you to start saving, you must save between 20 to 30% of your salary. It is 1 shilling, you will save 20 cents. Yeah. It is 100 shillings, you will save 20 shillings. It's 1 million, you will save 200,000. And this is not a by the way, it is a must. Because you're looking to do what? You're looking to be financially independent. If you do not have a saving culture, you are not going anywhere. You may ask the question, but rent, but black tax. Black tax? Black tax? Yeah? Yeah? But the buts are so many. There are more. They're not reasons, they're excuses. Numerous excuses. But at some point you need to say, you know what, let me be a bit selfish. A bit selfish. Let me start saving. Save that 20%. It may not be 20% bang like that, but at least start to build towards it. Believe you me, it will save you. Yeah? And it is also said that you must pay yourself first. If you don't pay yourself, if you are in your own business, if you don't pay yourself, then how do you expect to continue to grow? Yeah? Pay yourself first. Look at your expenses. How many of you know, truthfully, how much you spend per month? The way Hulda has said, she doesn't know. Today you are the scapegoat. Huh? How many of you know, on a serious note, how many of you know how much you spend? You know, on average. Yes? That is good. Now let me tell you something. You need to have in your account 3 to 6 months of your expenditure at any one point. Because anything can go wrong. And when it goes wrong, what happens? Yeah? Yesterday I was listening to a webinar. Yesterday or the day before, it was yesterday. And this person who was hosting the webinar said, you need to know how much you spend in 12 months. So I said, okay, it's moved from 3 to 6 to 12 months. This is a bit much. Yeah? But there is a reason behind that, because this person said, look at what you, was it expenditure or revenue that he said you earn per month? I think it was how much you earn per month. Multiply it by 12. No, it was expenditure. Multiply it by 12, then divide by 4. So if you're making, let's say you're making 100,000 a month, well-rounded figure, then times 12, that's what, 1.2 million. Yes? Divide by 4. That is what? 300. You need to have 30 million shillings for your retirement. For you to continue to live the way you are living today. Yeah? I had to listen to it again. I said, oh, okay. Even I didn't know that. Yeah? So don't go spending everything. Put your money in smart investments. There are so many instruments today. There's SACCOs, there's real estate, there's unit trusts, money markets, all of those. But diversify them to reduce risk. I said I'm much nearer 60 than 30. At this stage of my life, I can't afford to have real estate. It's good to have, but if push comes to shove, how fast am I going to sell whatever I have to give me the liquidity to deal with whatever situation I'm in? Understand what I'm saying? Yeah? So you might have land, you might have houses, apartments. Something happens and you need to fund something. You have a crisis, maybe it's a medical emergency, maybe it's, but you need the money now. Are you selling that apartment now? Are you selling that house now? Are you selling that land now? Under normal circumstances, let me see, an acre in the Kilifi area, how much, Mheshimiwa? About 15? Maybe. Okay. So you are expecting to get 1.2 million for your plot. You end up selling it at 500 because you're desperate. And there are sharks out there. They are just waiting for such opportunities. So your portfolio has to be well diversified. Of course, you're looking at your risk appetite as well. If you want to put your money in money market instruments, are a bit, they're conservative. You're getting your 9%, your 10%, your 17%, whatever it is. Equities are very volatile. Today, they're up there. Tomorrow, they're down there. But they are very, very good in terms of making money for you. Okay? Then the other thing that you need to do when you're building wealth is you must have multiple streams of income. You cannot depend on your salary today. One salary, you cannot depend on it. And ladies, with humility and respect, if you are a housewife, that money that it gives you, don't go spending all of it. You must save something. Take a little bit from there and put it away. Take a little bit from there and put it away. Stretch whatever you have. We are women, after all. We know how to do these things. Sindio? Yeah. If you don't do that, one day, that husband of yours is going to come and tell you, hey, my dear, I don't know, do you have as if he doesn't know that you're working. You're not working. But you have a little bit of, almost. But you have a little bit of something somewhere. If you don't have it, then have a smart spending strategy. Yeah? Take an audit of your expenditure and expenses. Avoid lifestyle inflation. Yeah? Make sure your expenses align with your spending values. With your spending values. Okay. The other thing that I'd like to say is have family-friendly planning. When you budget with family needs in mind, your immediate family. Don't go planning for black tax as well. Start with your own family and make sure that your family is okay before you decide you're, helping somebody. Can you make sure you guys are okay in the house? Many African families look outside. What are people going to say? What are people going to say? Those people are not helping you in your house. They don't even know what you're going through, and your kids will resent you for it. Yeah? Your kids will resent you for it. And then in this era of baby, darling, mothers and your kids, teach your children financial responsibility. Teach your children financial responsibility. Teach them that immediate satisfaction, immediate gratification doesn't help, because that is the type of person they're going to grow up being. And, later on, I must have. Whether they have the money or not, I must have. And it can be very dangerous in this day and age. Yeah, I must have an iPhone. I must have an, they will go to that person who's going to give them the iPhone. So, common financial mistakes. You're going to give me 10 minutes. After all, you ate my time. We are eating, yeah? Common financial mistakes is failure to negotiate pay and accepting less than what you're worth. But you see, you need to know what you're worth. Failure to negotiate pay and accepting less than what you are worth. Yeah? But you can only negotiate with knowledge. You need to know what you are worth. You don't know, then you'll always be at the receiving end. Okay? The other thing is you don't have an emergency fund. You must have an emergency fund. Unpreparedness for crisis leads to financial instability. It happens all the time. Okay? Pulse spending. Yeah? Emotional or unplanned purchases derail long-term goals. And then delaying investments. Waiting too long to start investing reduces compounding benefits. Younglings in the house. Younglings in the house, this is the time. If you haven't started, start now. And even watu wa mafuta, as you said. Watu wa mafuta. Hata sisi pia. Even us. We are not late. It's never too late. Yeah? Okay. Now, investment advice for young women. Invest in continuous learning. But this also applies to all of us. Invest in continuous learning. I was just telling you that I was listening to a webinar on money matters just yesterday, and I learned something new. Make sure you get certification in whatever you're doing. Whatever skills you have, make sure you're also certified in them. This will keep you competitive. Seek mentorship early. Trufena there raised her hand and said, I would like to come for this conference. And she's here. Give her a clap. Yeah? Negotiate confidently, which can only be done if you have knowledge. Back to the reading. Build financial discipline. It's not easy. I am the first one to say that, my goodness, I will walk into a shop and see a nice dress and I will want it. These days, what I do is I go without money. Because I know myself. Yeah? I know myself, so I will not go with money. I'll just go browse and get out. Yeah? Balance ambition with authenticity. Everything that you do, be yourself. These are your values. This is how you deal. This is it. And again, this has been talked about here a lot. Yeah? Network intentionally. Honorable Hulda said she found anywhere near people who are shenenekaing, mushene, talk, gossiping. Yeah? Look for those people, look for those friends who are going to build you up and are going to tell you the truth. Yeah? And those relationships will open doors for you. Okay? Legacy matters. Women, we must empower each other to lead. You are told, open the door, leave it open for other women to come through. Yeah? Create mentorship pipelines. Financial independence must be the norm. Financial independence must be the norm. Let me tell you, and no to the men in the house. If you go to a man and you ask him to give you money to go and buy underwear, pardon my French, how do you think he's going to look at you? Anyway, even underwear. You know, sometimes we bring ourselves down because we don't have the financial capacity to do little things for ourselves. And you may be in a relationship, you may be in a marriage where everything is okay, but I show you what your partner thinks about you at that time. It's like, this person, have, take, you know? So make sure you are able financially to do some of these things for yours, even your hair. Do not go to a man to tell him, I need a weave or a wig or whatever. Oh, it. You'll be given, but they hate it. Yeah? There must be systemic change. Yeah? Systemic change. Honorable Hulda said it. Systemic change. We must advocate for policies that support women leaders and their families. And we must leave a lasting legacy, leaving behind fractures and not struggles. So, key takeaways: financial literacy empowers women with security, confidence, and freedom of choice. Okay? Build wealth intentionally through savings discipline, smart investments, and multiple income streams. It can be anything. A case in point, when I left KPA, by the way, it took me 5 years to just breathe in and exhale. And in those 5 years, I did absolutely nothing because I was just tired. I was exhausted. Yeah? But people used to come to me and say, you know, you've got this knowledge. Can you tell me, how should I go about this? How should I go about? And I enjoyed doing that. That's when I took up coaching. And I did a course in coaching. Okay? Because I found that was my ikigai. Please Google, what is ikigai? I want you to tell me just now as I continue. Yeah? Avoid common mistakes like consumer debt, being silent on money matters, and failing to negotiate. The Bible tells us, if you're in debt, you are working for if you're in debt, you're working for for the person who loaned you. Yeah? So even before your salary, whatever earnings come out, they are already pledged as lien to whoever. So try as much as possible to avoid debt. Ikigai, I'm waiting. Somebody Google. Reason you wake up in the morning, the reason for being, and then you monetize that. Yeah? What is your passion? What do you wake up for? What would you like to do? Then you monetize that. So for me, it was giving advice. You can do this, you can do that. Why don't you go about something like this? And I said, why don't I charge for this? Why am I just giving it out for free? You see? So that's Ikigai. Legacy means empowerment, mentorship, and financial independence as the norm. So finally, no, truthfully, this is final. Final thoughts and reflections. When one woman rises, she must bring others with her. How many times has that been said here? And we will continue to say it. Because women, not can be, are their own worst enemies. I would rather put you down than lift you up. Okay? Number 2, own your financial future. Invest in yourself and lead